So today we're making our way down to the Connecticut River and we're gonna go test out a bunch of Stellar boats. I thought it'd be fun to maybe bring you guys along and compare some different ones. I'll hop in a few as well as try to get some footage of other people of different sizes in the boats. So hopefully give you a better idea of what might work for you. So here we are at the Connecticut River, got the Stellar truck. There's everyone already hopping in boats. See the dam up there. Beautiful spot to test boats. So here I've got Leslie, she's checking out the 14 LV. I was excited to find her because she's a tiny little person. Leslie, I'm not even gonna ask you how much you weigh, but how tall are you?
I am 5'5", and I'm not scared. I'm a $125.
$125, that's perfect. So that gives you an idea of what she looks like in there. You got plenty of leg room. This is, again, is a low volume, so it's a small little cockpit. This is a boat I can't even fit in, but it's always good for you all to see different paddlers and different boats. All right, tear it up. Perfect for her.
But nice, I really like it. Then you can pick it up and go.
All right, I'm jumping in the Falcon, which is supposed to be the more conservative of the fast surf skis. What's that?
It fits a broader range of butts and a higher forgiveness factor.
All right, he's telling me it fits a broader range of butts and is more forgiving. So that's perfect for me because I'm not a surf ski guy. It feels pretty good though. I'm gonna be honest with you. A little outside my comfort levels. But with that said, I haven't paddled a surf ski in, I don't know, months. So to get in and want to be successful and not feel like I'm going to go swimming, and you know, may not feel super efficient just yet, but I don't feel like I'm going to go swimming. It's pretty good. This whole area is so unique. I've never been to Vermont, Massachusetts, and it's just so different than where we paddle. Paddle on the West Coast. You guys have a little look at it here. Are you going to take this one out?
Yeah, I will.
All right, cool. Maybe you can show me what it's supposed to look like. So here we have a couple of the low volume boats. This is the 14 on the left and the 15 here. You can see a little bit differences in length, but very similar deck height. The 14 LV is a little bit narrower, a little tiny bit smaller. Obviously it's a foot shorter, so there's going to be less volume overall. But just to give you guys a feel of the two boats, they're going to be for a very similar customer, very similar audience. The 15 is just going to be a little more seaworthy, a little bit more speedy. Longer equals more speed in these things. But other than that, you can see similar deck lines throughout, patches, cutaways for your paddle strokes, same exact size keyhole, same exact cockpit size on the two, locking points, rescue bungees. Over here we've got the S16, she's going to go out and check that one out. Have you paddled the S16 before?
Not.
I know you're more of a surf skier.
Yes.
What do you think about getting in a sea kayak?
It feels different. I've had, primarily I've paddled either recreational boats now, like the 12, 14 feet, or the surf skis. So, yeah, it feels different getting in and out of them again. And
awesome. Well, I'm excited to see what you think of this one.
It seems comfortable, and like I said, I'm not used to having the more of the sea kayak style. Again,
right, you're splayed out as opposed to having your knees together driving through your heels.
And so your feet are set differently too. I
totally
made the mistake in the other one, S18R that I tested. I had the feet way too far, so my knees were up here, and it reduced the stability even more.
Yeah, you want to be underneath there if you can. And then rudder on this boat helps a ton. Yeah, you pull and then it should just slide. So go, yeah, there you go. Your thoughts on the little compass?
I love how maneuverable it is, and yet when you push it hard, give it some leg drive, it tracks well. It's responsive. The new seat feels really good. I like it. I like the new seat a lot.
So much room in your cockpit
A
too.
lot of room for the cockpit. I'm impressed. I'm about 6 feet tall, and I've got the pegs further back. This could definitely accommodate a pretty tall person.
Awesome, man.
Easily over 6 pounds.
Yeah, how much do you weigh? Because it looks like at your weight you sink it down really nice.
About 190.
All right, perfect.
About
Thank you.
190. Yeah, welcome.
You know what? I want to jump in that Compass and try. This is a boat that I've not actually been in. Again, this is a super popular boat, and during COVID, it was just always sold out. All right, so I'm 34-inch inseams. I'm gonna take these foot pedals down. 6 foot tall. I still got lots of room. Look at that cockpit. Easy to fit my dog in there. Kid maybe if I wanted to do that. And definitely claim to fame on this boat is the weight. This is like 34 pounds, I believe. So it's, you know, just an ultralight recreational kayak. I'm using a 230 centimeter paddle, which is actually feels all right because it's a pretty wide paddle station with this wide cockpit. I honestly wouldn't mind seeing this tuck in a little tighter so I don't have to reach over the sides. I think if you're a smaller person, that might be an issue. You might be clipping your knuckles if you're shorter armed. I also noticed that I was a smaller gal paddling it earlier and it was being a little bit more affected by the wind. So that was interesting. Whereas the S12, similar boat, but it has a lot more keel built in. It also has a front hatch, deck lines, so a few other things. Yeah, it definitely feels sporty. You want to turn that thing around, it'll turn right now. You know, I should point out that this does have a front bulkhead. So as far as safety and buoyancy is concerned, they do give you a front bulkhead. They don't put a front hatch on it because it's meant to be used for day use, recreational use. And honestly, a front hatch just adds some weight to the design. All right, here's Jonathan paddling the Dragonfly, which is kind of like an 80K style canoe. Real similar to the boat I'm in with the Compass. What do you think of that one?
I think it's really great. Nice, comfortable, supportive back, adjustable feet with padding underneath. It's stable. It's real stable. I was standing up in it earlier. I like the stability of it. If I had a dog, kid, needed to carry a lot for the crew, definitely be my boat of choice.
I mean, that's where canoes shine in general. This is where this thing stands out compared to most recreational kayaks. It actually has pretty good glide for a 12-foot kayak of this big of a cockpit. Uber stable, just locks in on a secondary. But again, with that paddler station, I think it lends itself to a little bit bigger paddler. I mean, look at the size of that cockpit there. You jumping in?
I'm jumping in.
All right.
It's an easy fit. Huh.
Yeah, you fit right in there. How tall are you?
6'2".
6'2". Right on. Have fun. All right, so now we've got the S17, which is kind of a unique boat for Stellar because it's tandem. They have two tandems, the S21, which is kind of more true to their racing roots. But the S17 is a very recreational style touring tandem. And we sell a ton of these boats. This is a very, very popular boat. Super stable, easy to paddle. The controls are in the rear, so the rear paddler does the steering. So the front paddler can't yell at you that you're not doing it right.
Exactly. at least they're facing the other direction.
You know what you know what they say about tandems, right?
Yes.
Wherever you're going in a relationship, a tandem is going to get you there faster. Look at how ridiculous this boat is. You. Are the newlyweds still in love?
Yeah, we're still
All right.
Admit it that we work very well together.
Aww.
You gotta know your place, right?
Yep. All right, so here's a little S14. First, I'm going to clear some water out, and I'm going to show you guys what this looks like. If you have a bulkhead behind your seat, all you got to do, grab the boat. I use the deck line with one hand, keel with the other, hand on the keel, and then just simply roll my wrists up, just like I was doing a rescue. And then all that water then flows from the cockpit back into the boat and then out behind that rear bulkhead here. So S14, this is a fairly big size kayak. I showed you guys the low volume earlier with the smaller paddler, but now you're going to see the high volume or standard volume with me, 6'2", 200 pounds and change. All right, so S14, this thing loves a big solid edge. Look at that, super maneuverable. Got the skeg down here, skeg here if I want to raise and lower that, but in this boat it actually paddled pretty decently without a skeg. Man, I tell you what, after getting it all surf ski, this thing feels pretty recreational, but that's kind of the deal with it, is it is recreational, but yet it still has that surf ski DNA for speed and efficiency. It's just really wide in the hip, so very, very stable, very maneuverable. This boat has a skeg option. You can also get it with a rudder option. My most recent demo, I went ahead and put the rudder option on it as well as the skeg, because I like, when I'm taking photos or filming for you guys, to be able to use my hands and still be able to control my direction. If you're just paddling and just need a skeg for wind control, that works out good too. But I personally like the rudder, unless I'm on a boat like that I'm going through surf or rough water with, then it can get in the way, make it tougher to do rescues. But for just casual paddling in a boat like this, I'm kind of becoming a fan of the rudder. The 25-year-old version of myself would kick me in the chin for saying that, but it's the truth. That's where I'm at nowadays with my paddling. Wow. Well, you put this thing on edge and it carves a 90-degree turn. Let's see if I can do that again and kind of use the bow as a compass. So we're facing this way. 45 degrees would be over there. Let's give it one solid sweep stroke and see what happens. With one sweep stroke, can do a 45-degree turn, a 90-degree turn, and even a little more. It just keeps going. That was almost that was an over 90-degree turn with one stroke, just by initiating with a little bit of edge. Let's try it again here. Kind of set up with the sweep, drive through my left foot, hold a low brace, and I'm not even going at it hard. That's basically almost 180 degrees with one stroke. Super cool. Typically when you get that, you get a boat that doesn't track super well. So I got a wind coming at me quartering to the nose. Yeah, it does want to turn me downwind, but I'm going to give it a little skeg and then watch what happens. With a little bit of skeg, now I've got some forward speed. Now it just keeps running on track. And that is the beauty of a skeg, you guys. You don't need a rudder to control your steering. You can do a lot of that control with your skeg. So the beauty of a skeg is you have a boat that when you want it to be maneuverable, it's highly maneuverable and playful, but when you want to go straight, you just drop it down and go straight. And the more you can learn to paddle without the skeg, the more you kind of become one with the boat, connected to the boat, and get the boat to do what you want to do just with your paddle strokes and your feet drive. One thing I like about the 14 as well as the 12, it's got a nice narrow paddle station. They actually bring the deck lines in. They do these little kiss-offs right here. So when I'm taking a nice high angle stroke, I can get my hands close to the boat. Yeah, not clipping knuckles, out of the way. So even though it's a fairly wide touring kayak, I think it's like 14 feet by, well, let me check the stats. I'll put them here in the video. 24 inches wide, I want to say. It's still paddles like a smaller, narrower kayak. So really good for a paddler who's looking to do some progressing. Still wants a fast boat that's stable, forgiving, kind of ticks all the boxes. And if you're looking for something that's a little bit more performance or maybe lower volume, lower deck height, that S16 would be the counterpart to this. That's the boat I paddle almost every day. I also like that we got our little twist hatch just like on my S16. Basically, it's just a miniature version of my S16 that's widened out, more stable, more forgiving. 2 thumbs up, 1 thumb, other thumb over here. If you guys look at the feet area here, lots of room. These are size 12 shoes. You see my feet are a little splayed out. That's kind of typical in a sea kayak. In a surf ski, your knees are up taller, your feet are more straight. But in a sea kayak, you want to be splayed out a little bit so you can lock in and talk to the boat. I got my feet on the foot pedals, the heels touching here, knees touching here, and then my butt and my hips are all connected into the cockpit. Very nice outfitting. Some people on this boat complain about the back band being a little bit too low. They do have a like a mesh clip-in option. You uninstall this one and install the mesh clip-in option, which gives you about 3 more inches of height and a little bit more performance. Sorry, Ben.
Just realized it.
So that was all the footage I got at the Stellar dealer demo day. I was just sort of filming as we were hopping in different boats. I had a ton of fun that day. It was good for me to just go from boat to boat to boat and see what I liked, see what I didn't like. I still find myself in love with that S16 probably the most. I was really impressed by the S14 as well. I think a lot of people benefit from that little bit wider, a little bit more stable platform, but still ultra lightweight, which is what Stellar's known for. I think the thing that impressed me the most though was messing around in the surf skis. I don't spend a lot of time in surf skis, and the feeling of speed and efficiency in the leg drive through the heel plate was really fun. And I think I'll be spending more time messing around in surf skis out here on my local water, especially while it's warm. But next month I'll be doing my first race, and I decided I'm gonna use my S16 because that's what I'm used to. It's what I've spent the most time in. So I'll be racing the S16 in the Sea Kayak class. I'll definitely do a video of that for you guys, let you know how that goes. So we'll look forward to that one. But thanks so much for hanging out with us at the Stellar Dealer Demo Day. If you're not already, subscribe to the channel. And until next time, this is Dan wishing you happy paddling. We'll see you on the next one.